Hey y'all, and welcome to another classic movie where I talk about some of my favorite movies, usually ones that I don't believe get enough credit for how classic of a film they should be. And with it being the holiday season and only 10 days until Christmas, I see it is no better time than now to talk about an absolute classic animated favorite of mine, the Tangerine Bear. A classic toy-comes-to-life Christmas film that was made for the direct-to-video audience in 2000. Now, there does appear to be a subtitle of Home in Time for Christmas, but that only appears on the cover and back of the case. Not even the film calls it that. It's simply The Tangerine Bear. It is based on the 1997 book of the same name, written by Betty Paraskevas. Now, I have never read the book, so I'm not sure how closely it follows it, but Betty, along with her husband Paul, are both credited as writers on the film, so I'm sure it's pretty close to what the book was. The film was directed by Burt Ring, who among his other credits in the directing chair is a handful of episodes from such notable shows such as Hey Arnold, Life with Louie, Family Guy, and Ready Jet Go. Going back to the writer, Betty Paraskevas was a prolific children's book author, as along with this book, she's also the creator of Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. I say was, as she sadly passed away back in 2010 at the age of 80. Starting the movie, Trisha Yearwood introduces us to the Teddy Bear Factory, then the song Looking for a Place to Belong, sung by, you guessed it, Trisha Yearwood begins, as we watch the opening credits and the Tangerine Bear get made.
The key that opens up the door, that opens up your heart.
Trisha will be our narrator through the film from time to time, and her voice, along with the soft color palette, make this movie feel very cozy. The story begins with a factory inspector chasing a mouse that causes the bear to go into the machine upside down. Now, the Tangerine Bear never really has a name. Even later in the film, he introduces himself as Bear, so that's what I'm going to call him for most of this review. Bear is voiced by Jonathan Taylor Thomas. On the way to the toy store, the bears mingle and sing about getting bought. It appears that the frown affects not only the look of Bear, but also the mentality, as he does not appear as enthusiastic about the song number. The songs in this movie are never that long, usually lasting less than a minute, but this one always gets stuck in my head.
If we're gonna get sold, then we're gonna get bought. If we're gonna get sold, then we're gonna get bought.
At the department toy store, we see day after day, week after week, Bear not get picked due to his face. Even on Christmas Eve, he gets passed over even though he's the last one in the store. Honestly, nowadays, he'd probably be picked up in a split second by a scalper and put on eBay as a rare factory error version and sold for hundreds of dollars. But instead, he gets placed on the discount table and meets Louie Bluey the Monkey, voiced by Marlon Wayans, and Dolly, voiced by Clea Montville, who are also discounted. Bear doesn't understand why he's discounted until Louie points out that he has a permanent frown. Louie is there apparently just because he's blue. They never say why Dolly is there, though. Louie tries to help Bear get sold, but unfortunately nothing works. The song Whatever Happened to My Smile, sung by Amick Byram, plays as Bear contemplates his smile and fantasizes about his life if he were bought by a child.
I'll keep on believing in the meanwhile.
Louie and Dolly eventually are bought, and Bear gets tossed in a junk box to be sold at a discount store called Winkle's Emporium, which is run by an old man of the same name and voiced by Tom Bosley. We are then introduced to Bird, voiced by David Hyde Pierce, Jack, voiced by Howie Mandel, and Lorelei, voiced by Jenna Elfman. The three of them lament about not being bought and how they each got there. Probably not the best way of expositioning, but it at least introduces us to the three misfits. Winkle digs through the junk box and finds Bear and places him in the display window alongside the other toys. Bear gets introduced to Jack and the others and stays determined to be sold. He decides he needs a chair and searches the store, but is warned about Virgil, the guard bulldog, voiced by John Polito. Eventually, Virgil confronts Bear and chases him, causing a wreck about the store, Virgil being the one that damages most of the items. Winkle comes down and finds Bear and places him back in the display window along with the small wooden chair that Bear originally was trying to get. Bear is sorry about getting Virgil into trouble, but the other toys advise that he had it coming since he's always been mean to them. We fast forward several months and see that the sun has turned Bear's front fur a tangerine color due to fading. Bear decides he should be fully tangerine and bathes in the sun for the rest of the year, eventually becoming the Tangerine Bear. On Thanksgiving Day, the toys get worried about not only them not getting bought, but the entire store going out of business as barely anyone ever visits the store. So that night, they get the store all decorated for Christmas, but Virgil hopes they do close the store down so he can stop being a guard dog. The decorations work as people finally start to visit and buy stuff. One day, Virgil runs off with some dogs, while at the same time, Lorelei finally gets bought. The day draws to an end, but Virgil is still gone. Later that night, the toys spot Virgil frozen outside. Bear talks Bird and Jack into helping him get Virgil back inside. They try to get the door open, but none are tall enough to get up to it until Jack decides to spring-load himself out of his box, even though he was previously afraid to go into his box. They get Virgil inside and warm him up, and Virgil finally warms up to the Tangerine Bear and the other toys. Later that evening, Virgil helps the store get even more decorated as the song "Oh, Getting Ready for Christmas Day," sung by Trisha Yearwood, plays.
Oh, getting ready for Christmas Day.
The next day, Winkle gets applauded by the new decorations, even though he does not recall placing the decorations out, unaware of the toys that helped. Later that evening, while Winkle is volunteering at the children's hospital, Virgil offers to take the toys out to see the other nearby store's Christmas decorations. Along their trip, a snowstorm erupts, and they all get lost. They do eventually get home, but then realize that the Tangerine Bear is lost. The storm is so bad that Virgil nor the other toys can go back outside. The Tangerine Bear almost gives up hope, but Winkle finds him. He's still dressed up in a Santa outfit, so the Tangerine Bear thinks he's the real Santa. He gets taken back to Winkle's shop and tells the other toys he was saved by Santa. Christmas Eve arrives, and a toy collector comes to buy the bear since he sees the value in the aired mouth. He even includes Jack in the offer as well. But Mr. Winkle declines the money as he has grown fond of the two toys and decides to keep them as his own. The collector tries to entice him with even more money, and there's a funny pause where Mr. Winkle really contemplates the amount of money being offered.
I don't suppose I could change your mind for $300?
The movie ends with Bird coming out of his cuckoo clock door and he and Jack getting repaired. They all realize that Mr. Winkle was the real Santa all along. This star-studded, charming animated feature is without a doubt a classic film and one I feel everyone should watch at least once, if not every holiday. The story is light but warm, and the characters are very cute in both their design and demeanor. So, whether you're alone or with friends and family this holiday season, I highly recommend giving this film a watch, and if you enjoyed this film, I highly recommend checking out my other classic movie videos and subscribing and liking this video as well. I also want to know what are some holiday or Christmas films that you feel are classics in your own household. I look forward to seeing everyone's recommendations. Until next time, thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Get sold and we're gonna get bought.